I will forget I bought these apples if I put them in the fruit drawer. So I'm going to put a Post-it note on the fridge that says there are apples today. And then Patrick will be like, but you could just open the fridge. And you're like, you don't understand. I won't remember that.
I'm keeping all this in, by the way.
That's fine.
Here we go! Stay a while and listen. Now I find out. It's good!
You're back here with the #1 Tech Tips podcast for remembering when apples are in your drawer and tea is in your cup. Tech Tips. Did you know you could set reminders on your phone? And then a delightful British lady, if that's your setting, will tell you, hey, your tea's ready that you just did. You idiot.
I have a good friend who you actually know, who has their Alexa set at I think either 3 or 4 o'clock every day to say, eat a food or you will die. And I was at their house and I heard that message and I cracked the fuck up. This person also has ADHD. So
I will ask you who that person is offline, off the mic. My name is Matt Silverman. We're here to talk about video games, and I'm joined to talk about them by the voice you just heard. The face you might be seeing if you're watching the video version on youtube.com/@Colette and Matt. It's Colette Bennett. Hello.
Hello.
Let's get some applause in here for you.
That sound clip is how I feel about this week because we had a wholesome event this week.
Yeah.
And I get more excited for Wholesome Snacks now than I do for Nintendo Directs, PlayStation events.
I know.
Definitely for Xbox events. Fuck those. Like I don't care about those at all. But this is always like my big jam. And as I said in the Discord yesterday, like, can they just have one game that I don't want? And there are one or two that I'm like really cute, but I could pass. But yes. I mean, Wholesome has kind of become my, I hate to say it, but like my Nintendo Direct, because I used to feel that way about Nintendo events. Now I'm like, I watch them, but I don't have the same level of hype as I did.
How the tides have turned. I will say that this one looks really great. Like this one is rock solid because I feel like Wholesome has been obviously mostly excellent, but sometimes a mixed bag where it's like, oh, another cozy farming game. Like a lot of clones is obviously not the right word, but it's like you've got to really differentiate yourself if you're going to pull me away from a Stardew Valley, kind of situation. And I feel like they really brought it here.
They did.
We're waiting to see on a lot of these. These are not released yet, but there are demos. And I just felt like there's a very good variety here.
There's a really nice variety. And I think also, I'm not sure how many years it's been now since Wholesome has been doing this. I feel like it's been 3 or 4. But as the genre has grown and kind of found its footing more, I feel like more people are going, oh, what if I made an electronics repair game set in 1980s Tokyo?
Yeah, totally.
Or, oh, what if I made a thrift store version of unpacking? And like that. And so the space for them to be there is appearing more and more, I think. And then I think that Wholesome has great tools for, now that they're actually helping to put games out as well. Right. I think that's a really nice thing, a nice tool they offer. So I think like it's nice because if you made a cozy game before, you just put it on Steam and hope people found it. Right. And now it's like, no, it's going to be in a showcase most likely if I can, work with them.
Or it's in a showcase with other unrelated games. And so, you're pointing to this idea that like there has always been an audience for these games, but this company, this brand has sort of crystallized the publishing ecosystem around the interest and said, hey, you know what you're going to get when you tune into this one, as opposed to a State of Play or a PC gaming show or whatever.
And I also think it's nice because I think the other companies also may do this, but and I get these emails, so this is why I know
Right.
Wholesome also sends packages out to streamers.
Yeah.
And since I still have a Twitch account and I've talked about Wholesome on this show extensively, they will be like, hey, here's all the package you need to stream about this. Here's, do you need a copy of the game? Let us know,
Yep.
etc. And I regularly think about going back to streaming just to stream Wholesome Games so
Yeah.
I can like participate. I
Right.
haven't done it yet, but I just think that, their whole ecosystem that they've built is really cool.
I mean, streaming is streaming, and I don't know. I find that to be so labor intensive and so not stressful, but like, you're going for hours and hours in a live environment. That has never appealed to me as a video producer, but now we have this YouTube channel, which is mostly podcasts, but it's also like, hey, I'm gonna play and talk about this really cool indie that I'm excited about for 15 minutes. And then it's on the channel, and it's basically like a mini podcast with video. And if you can set yourself back up for that, camera and streaming wise, then let's do it. We can put the home for that could be here as well on the channel.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
I've thought about it, and I think that a part of having a streaming schedule for me is that if I've had a tough work day or I've had a headache all day or whatever, I feel like I commit to the stream every week on that day, and then it just doesn't always work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Podcasts and videos are asynchronous. So like if we have a scheduling hiccup, we can reconvene.
Right.
And then I also wonder, do people care about streaming schedules? Does the audience care, or do they just tune in whenever? Like, look, if you start streaming at 9 p.m. versus your usual 1 p.m., obviously you're gonna it's gonna be a different crowd of availability.
For sure. Yeah,
but like,
I think I thought a lot about when I was doing it. I thought a lot about consistency because that's what I had been taught with content in general. Like if you're going to do it once a week at 7:00 on Wednesday, do it because you want to build the expectation for people that follow what you do to know in their brains, like, oh, like I really like Colette's stream. I'm going to tune in.
I think that has been true for so long. And I think now the audience brain is trained to just open an app and get the things that they are interested in because the algorithm will serve it. And
that's interesting.
Even as a person who tries not to consume too much algorithmic content, I find that for YouTube, there are specific YouTubers that I almost always watch, and the algorithm obviously knows that, and I just open the app, and it's like, oh, great, here's the new thing, and I'm in, and and that's different from a live stream. Obviously, live is a different audience relationship. So live is live, but for my money and time, I think you can do the service of curating and commenting on a great game in a package that doesn't need to be so stressful for both you and the audience.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I like that. And I'm glad I brought it up because I feel like I definitely don't keep up with, like, say, the trends of streaming like I might have been interested in a few years ago when I was doing it. So
hey, if you love streaming and you love chatting with chat in real time, then go with God. Like I think that's awesome, but it's not, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I think that I would be comfortable playing games, and this is something I definitely learned from my streaming experience, playing games where you don't have to pay too much attention to the story, and you can just, like if I'm playing Stardew for the billionth time and I'm just streaming it, like it's fine. I can pay attention to the chat.
You can do mechanics and you can talk about it, or you can talk with chat, and that's also different. Yeah.
I quickly learned that I didn't really have enough spoons to do it all. As far as, have I said that phrase to you before?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. You don't know it either. Some people don't know that phrase, and I assume that everybody does.
Okay.
So I've heard this phrase used a lot in the neurodivergent community, and it basically means like how much brain bandwidth you have in a given day. So it's like, sometimes I'll hear things like, oh, I've used all my spoons, or like, I don't have enough spoons available to do my job, clean the house, cook dinner, and like put the kids to bed. That's just too much for my bandwidth.
Yeah.
And I've found myself using it more because it gives me kind of a measuring stick for like like yesterday, I worked 9 to 4, left the house, drove a half an hour to do my volunteer work for kids, which is the animal rescue I volunteer with.
Oh, see, I didn't know
Drove.
that.
Oh,
What's
maybe I
that?
never
What's
said it on the show.
what is? Yeah, I don't think you have. We've never talked about it
Well,
separately.
I'll get to it in just a second, but let me finish the thought. Drove 45 minutes back in holiday traffic to my house after, got back, was planning on doing another thing related to Christmas shopping, and I was like, nope, out of spoons.
Yeah.
That's it. So, Fur Kids is a no-kill shelter here in Atlanta. I've adopted 2 of my animals from there. Noodle,
Nice.
who is no longer with us, and Ichi,
Yeah.
who, as you know, is, because his tail was on the last episode extensively.
Yes.
They do really
Busted.
great work. I love them. And so once a week, I go to one of their shelter locations and I clean cages and feed cats.
Spectacular.
Yesterday, a 3-month-old black kitten climbed me from the floor to the... That's never happened to me before. And I was literally just like, what is that feeling? And I looked
Just
down
like
and there's
straight up your clothes, like a tree trunk. Yeah. Great.
And it didn't hurt because he weighed like a pound.
Like I like
He was like this big.
4
it was
ounces.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took pictures and I was just like, it's great because no matter what mood you're in, you go to do it. And as soon as you see the cats, you completely forget whatever is like, that's what it is for me. I forget what's bothering me. And then, sometimes like people always like walk by and they'll be like, oh, like, who's this baby? And I'll go talk to them and be like, oh, like they're having an event right now. Like, adopting kittens is $40 or something.
Sure.
It's just a nice practice that kind of gets me out of my own head. And I like that.
I need to take a page out of your book. We, as I've said to you and listeners, I'm sure know, like we are just not an animal household. Like I don't see a world where it will work for us, but our son loves dogs and animals in general. And he has said so many times that he wants to, when he grows up, he wants to work in an animal shelter. Like that's his dream job. And like parentheses, that's not a job, kid. Good luck paying rent. But we're trying to draw an understanding of like, well, you can volunteer anytime.
He can do even better. Let me tell you what you guys should do.
Please do.
So I didn't even know this existed until maybe 5 or 6 years ago because we did it, but I found out about it then. So a lot of shelters have programs that they call Dog for a Day or something similar. And what happens is you go to your shelter, you pick a dog, you get to take that dog out for a date for the day. The dog can come to your house. You can bring it out in public.
It's good. That seems complicated of like, who are these people and is it safe for the animal to go? So I don't know if there's like vetting process or whatever, but
there was a little bit when we went, I think like, I remember, I think we had to like leave like forms of ID, not our driver's licenses because we needed them to drive. Yeah. But like we had to leave something, we had to fill some stuff out. We had to talk to somebody.
Some collateral. Yeah.
But they will allow you to do it because, as you know, it's shitty for the dogs to be in those cages all day, every day.
So it's a way for them to just get out and socialize. Okay, great.
And it really helps them. So we took a little all-black dog out named Frida. We still think about her. Like this was like 9 years ago. We took her on a date. We took her in the city. We took her to this area where people walk around a lot. She got to have treats. She got to run like in a park. She got to do all this stuff. It was so fun. We didn't bring her home because we have cats and we're like, they might not like it.
Sure.
But we spent the day with her. And by the end of the day, of course, we were in love with her and we gave her back and we regretted giving her back.
Right.
So I guess it's a double like whammy, right? Because it allows the dog to get out and get socialized. It allows them to get away from the shelter, but it also seriously tempts you into adopting the dog.
It's the secret sales pitch, which is great.
She wears she wore a little t-shirt that said, I'm up for adoption. Or sometimes they wear little scarves that say like, I'm adoptable.
So if you're out in a park, then other people will see that it's not your dog and that the dog, okay, I love this.
Yeah, so Arthur might love doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a fun family date, like for everybody.
Yes, okay. Shit.
Yeah, so if you do it, please let me know because
this might be
to this day, it's been one of our most enjoyable things that we've done in that
Is
circle.
it? I mean, I'm sure it's called different things at different shelters, but like, is it dog date or date for a day or something? What was it? What did you
They
say?
called it dog for a day at the program
Dog
that
for
I
a
went
day.
to. But I think if you called just about any shelter and said, "Do you do like any type of dog, take the dog out for a day or dog for a day programs?" They'll know what you mean.
Yeah. Love this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And just for your own adult mental health too, just getting out of your own head and being in that for a couple hours also
Yeah,
sounds
it
great.
helps tremendously. And another note, in the same vein, I guess, is like if for you personally that you're like, oh, maybe volunteering would be something I want to do, but I'm not really, an animal person.
Mhm.
Like, go to a food kitchen and like help them
Oh,
feed
yeah.
people.
Yeah, of course.
Especially now, like with food being more expensive than it's ever been. Like,
And
I
SNAP
was
benefits being repealed or
Yes. I was thinking
closed or
about
whatever the
that a
fuck.
lot with the SNAP stuff because I was
Yeah.
just like, fuck, these people are going to starve. Families
Yep.
are going to starve. And
Yeah.
I was like, how can I help? And I thought seriously about it, but I don't think I can do 2 volunteer gigs, like unless I do something on a weekend. So I'm
Right.
still thinking about that. But
Mhm.
that's another, like, absolutely everyone needs that help really bad
Yes.
because they
Yes.
run all volunteer for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
So
Without a doubt.
mhm.
Without a doubt. Yes, well,
Charity.
not be the change, like just really helping, really just doing and helping an individual animal or person is, it's more powerful. It can be more powerful than putting money into a donation box or
I do
whatever.
not, hot take, I do not really donate money unless I
Okay.
can't get to the shelter.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
a couple of shelters that I donate to that specifically foster like really borked up cats. Like there's this one that like only takes cats with like hydrocephalus, which is when they have like a condition where their kind of heads are oversized and
Wow.
it's very challenging. But
Mm.
like this particular, I think they're in New Jersey actually, now that I stop to think about it.
Mhm.
But anyhow, they I can't go volunteer.
Yeah, you can't
there,
physically go. Yeah.
but I give them money because I have no other option. But
Right.
I won't give money if I can give time because to me, time is the more valuable thing for them, and it's also, to be selfish, the more valuable thing for me.
It's valuable for you. And in theory, there might be less friction on the value, meaning if I donate money, well, the bank takes a credit card fee and someone's got to process the payment and move the paperwork. So the amount of value that reaches the human being in need or the animal in need might be diluted through administration and bureaucracy. Whereas I'm physically here doing the work and I know exactly the value I'm providing. I love that philosophy.
When I was, I might have told this story on the podcast before. I really hope not, though. When I was growing up, and I would spend time with my mom, I would always notice that in retail settings, or like go to Burger King, get a sandwich or something, or she would like take me to McDonald's after school to get lunch.
Yeah.
That my mother would be incredibly present and warm with service people,
Right.
and the service folks would just light up like a Christmas tree. It was amazing to watch. And so I would watch my mom and I'd just be like, wow, attention is that powerful, and sometimes
Right.
she'd say something like, oh, like that sweater is so pretty on you, or it looks so nice with your eyes, or I love your earrings, or whatever. People lit up. Even men, I mean, no offense, I know you're a man, but like even men lit up. And
Yes.
I think men don't get complimented anywhere near as much as women do, to be honest. So like
No one gets complimented. Like, think this goes without saying, but like that can change someone's day and it could also change someone's life. Like the positivity of that can change the trajectory of your day and week. And it's so easy to do and nobody does it. Nobody does it.
I do it. I still do
good.
it. I do it because when I'm in a retail setting, I know how hard it is because I worked there in those settings for a decade. And so when I see someone with cool hair or a nice smile, I say, you have a really lovely smile. And they always just,
totally,
they're either shocked or happy, but
having worked in the hellscape of retail, I take the kindness extremely seriously. Even if someone's kind of messing up or doing a poor job or they seem nervous, or like I'm really,
those people need it the most.
They need it the most. But I fall short of like specific compliments. And I think part of that is like, I don't want to be the creepy dude telling a woman that she has a nice smile. You know what I mean? So I don't know
I get
where
it.
the
And for
line
you,
is, and
it's different.
I stay away from it, but I really be super duper kind, bar none, like no matter the situation.
It matters.
It matters, yeah.
It does
Yep.
matter. So that's my holiday / all year advice.
Enough of this bullshit. Wholesome Snack is shorter than a Wholesome Direct, I guess, but there's a lot of games here.
There's a lot. They packed a lot in. I've definitely watched full Wholesome Directs before, and I think those are an hour. And then
is that right?
I believe, usually. And then I think was this a half hour?
Maybe 20 minutes or something like that.
I don't have the video pulled up, but
no, we're looking at a list over on GameSpot, and this is the order in which they were revealed. So
22 games.
20. That's
were on the list according to this fine GameSpot list that you sent me. 22 games.
So we're just going to rattle through them, and the ones that were interesting to us, we shall discuss.
Spoiler: they're pretty much all interesting.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one thing I did want to mention before we get into the list as well and I was really excited about this, is that they announced a showcase bundle in tandem with Humble Bundle.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah. And what's really cool about it is that, well, first off, there's like 9 kick butt games in it. Like the Kind Words 2, which was a game that my husband and I absolutely loved the first game.
I remember you talking about
really dovetails well into the conversation we were having before.
Yeah,
this.
That's true.
That where you can literally type kind things to real people online and they get them as letters. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So that is in this bundle, but it also comes with a few other games that I've had my eye on that are like on my wish list, but I haven't bought. But anyway, you can get this bundle of 9 games for $12 or more, which is ridiculous. I think it's valued at like $169 or something.
And it supports the ACLU, and they made a very specific point to say, hey, this will support immigrant rights, trans and LGBTQ rights, and there may have been other categories in there. And it's like,
right. So if you would like to flip the bird to Trump and his garbage administration while playing excellent video games, you can quite literally do that with this bundle. And
it made me think about game developers too, of like, hey, I made a successful or in-demand game, and we've had some success with it. Now we can simply add some code to a bundle and support the ACLU in a very specific and positive way. Like, I just feel like that's such a nice way to give back as a creator or creative person in this world.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And it also puts a big grin on my face because if you go to the link for that page today, it's raised $13,239 so far, which is so rad. So you can pay the $12, but if you want to pay extra, because it is pay what you want, whatever you do give extra goes to the publishers, to Humble, and to charity.
I see. Great.
So it's pretty neat. Also, side note, there is a game in the bundle called Shishingo, which I've had my eye on for a while, and I did play the demo for. But for anyone that's interested in learning Japanese, you get to take photos and then identify them first in English and then in Japanese. So it's actually like a fun learning tool. So I would buy it just for that, especially for $12. But I'm not going to pay $12. I'm going to pay more.
Yeah. Yep. Spirit Tea is in there as well. Is that right?
That was also on my list.
Did you ever? Okay, so you haven't played it yet?
No, it's still it's on my painfully infinite wish list. But and then there's a little space game in there called Little Known Galaxy that I've never heard of that looks really cute, where you manage a spaceship and it's all stuff that I'd be interested in anyway. So take my money.
Spirit Tea alone, for my money, might be where I'm headed for that. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely gonna pick that up. So, but back to Wholesome Snack. So we will go in order. Get used to me saying I'm really excited about this because I'm going to say it a lot. But as soon as I saw the trailer for the first game they went over, which is called Thrifty Business, I was like, holy shit. A, how has no one come up with this idea already? And B, oh my God, I'm so excited to play this. So it is a game that they have mentioned before in Wholesome Snack from. Oh wait, no, I take it back. They haven't. This is the first announcement of it.
Okay.
So you will get to own and operate a vintage thrift store from the 90s. You get to decorate it. You get to choose the stuff that goes in it. So kind of imagine like a shop sim smashed together with like unpacking, you
Unpacking.
know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so fun fact, when I was a teenager, I used to go thrift shopping with my mom all the time. We freaking loved it. I don't know why I don't do it on my own. Maybe it was like a thing I did with her and I just enjoyed it. But I have the biggest soft spot for thrifting. I just love it. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God. That was my actual inner voice.
It's a perfect
fun.
combo. Yeah, I actually didn't realize it was a thrift store game at first, so I kind of moseyed away. I was cooking dinner while I was trying to catch up on it. Yeah, thrifting is huge in our house. My wife is like really, really into it.
I wonder if she would like this, because I know that you said that, like, there's not a lot of games she's connected to, but for the
she
one
liked
she
unpacking.
has.
She and our daughter played unpacking maybe multiple times. So yeah, now I'm suddenly realizing. So when does this come out? When does Thrifty Business come out?
It's supposed to come out sometime next year. They really just announced it. I'm looking at the Steam page. So that feature at the beginning of Wholesome was the very first announce of the game.
Yeah, I'm
but
seeing if there's a demo. Yeah,
there is not a demo yet. No, but sometime in 2026. I love that they went with all these very like 90s neons too. Like I immediately thought about like what it was like to like grow up and have everything be neon. And that was kind of what it was like.
If you have a thrift shop in the 90s, all the junk is from the 80s. So that's where I think that's what's happening here, and it's great.
I had neon pink socks that I used to wear to school. I remember them extremely clearly because they were quite bright. So this looks like an absolutely precious, fun game. And
I'm glad we talked about it, because I did not put it on the wish list, and now that I'm looking back, it needs to go there.
There's a neat note too that I really dig that this is a part of this game. It says like, here's what it has in store for you. And it also mentions what you won't find on our shelves, which is so cute. Stressful min-maxing to get the best possible profit. Setting item prices or haggling. Impatient customers leaving your store. So I like that they purposely remove those friction pieces, which in some games they work, and I get why people want them. But in this game, they're not going to be there.
Very interesting. Yeah. Which makes me wonder what the mechanics are, because there's a difference between a video game and a vibe. So
totally.
It's going to have something in there for me to be interested. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I don't think you have to have angry customers.
No, for sure.
Or to necessarily like feel a challenge, but yeah, they'll have to set a challenge of some kind other than make your groovy store, man. For me, that's not enough.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, challenge is a tough word, because is Power Wash Simulator challenging? I don't know. You have to put some effort and thought and time into completing all the tasks. Is it challenging to do that? No, but does it require effort? Yes. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it makes me wonder about game mechanics in this way.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. Because I think there are games where you can enjoy a groove, maybe.
A groove, right.
Maybe that's the way to put it. And it's like, because like really, what is your big goal when you're playing Power Wash Simulator is just to make everything clean to a certain percentage point. Right?
To the full percent.
So that's your goal.
Immaculately clean. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. What are the goals, and what is the friction to the goals? Because otherwise, what are we doing here? Like, a movie or a show has to have some sort of conflict in order for it to be interesting. I'm not watching people sitting around eating cereal. Like, that's not a television show, So if there is no friction in a game, then what is the game? And
how does it work?
And I'm not accusing the game of being frictionless. It it's a different kind of shop sim, and we'll see.
We'll see for sure.
All right, what is Lost and Found Co? I'm not remembering.
Lost and Found Co. I played the demo for, and I
you did?
actually
Great.
loved it. But
Okay.
Lost and Found Co. is a straight up hidden objects game. It's like just the
Oh,
cutest
yes,
version
yes,
of a
yes.
hidden object / Where's Waldo kind of
Totally.
thing. But yeah, you have a list of lost objects you have to find. I really enjoyed this. I have enjoyed some hidden object stuff in my time. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show before, but I used to be really into they're probably so dated now. I'm trying to think, was it PopCap that did them? I'll have to look up and see what company it was, but it's from a long time ago.
Sure.
But I used to enjoy hidden object games, just for like pure, like, let's just chill and do something really easy.
Totally.
This one is great because it's so alive.
It's
so
like animated and very
everything is living, and so all these scenes, and as you can see from the screenshot here, there's just a million different things going on. It's not ridiculously difficult to find your stuff, but it's also not easy. So I personally was like, oh yeah, this is an insta buy for me when it comes.
Can you like poke at the creatures and shops? Like when you touch the world, are they interactable in some way? Or
some of it was, not everything in the pictures is, because that would be a lot.
That would be quite a bit.
Work. Yeah. But you're definitely going to get like, different maps and different like things happening in all of those maps as you're doing the search. So yeah, this is a definite. This is fun. Going to be fun for me.
Up next is something called BEETLE, Beetle, Be Right Back.
Beetle. This is a two-person game, two-person development team game.
Oh, okay.
I'd never heard anything about this game before seeing this. It's about a little gator who's going to find his pet beetle, but it smashes typing mechanics in, which is why I think the title is spelled like that.
Yes, I see. I remember the splash screen being a keyboard with the letters spelled out. So, that's making more sense now.
Yeah, I really love, like, I am a big fan of like old like Typing of the Dead and stuff like that. So I really like when games try to smash typing in somehow. I played a game recently that was like a restaurant, or it was a demo, but it was like a restaurant not management. It was like like imagine Diner Dash smashed together with like Typing of the Dead.
A typing game, okay.
It was really interesting, but then it got like really stressful really fast because you had to type, like there were times where you had to type like 20 or 30 words at a time, and they're all coming up in different parts of the screen while you're trying to like, so for instance, to serve someone a bowl of pasta, you'd have to like type like, I don't know, like berry or something, and you'd run to the other side of the screen and serve it, and then it would be like 6 orders over here, and they're all different words. It was challenging. But
Pop quiz, what was the typing game that you learned to type on in school, like in an educational environment, if any?
None. I've never learned to type formally. I am an accelerated hunt and pecker.
Great.
And because I have been writing words on the internet since 2007, I don't think I'm like a great typer, but I
learned
like,
on the job, trial by fire.
Kind of, yeah.
That's funny.
What was yours?
I have a very strong memory of like a computer lab becoming a thing in, was it elementary or middle school now? I feel like it was middle school. And I remember this teacher, Mrs. Gold or something like that, being incredibly like, we're getting they're Macintosh computers and they're all set up. Please don't touch them. You can only touch them when I let you touch them. And they were all, and it was Oregon Trail and it was various things. And there was a game called Paws, PAWS, which was a cat-themed typing game. And there was a cat in the corner that was you were trying to type enough words per minute to do something with the cat, feed the cat, play the cat. And the paws, I guess the idea was like, oh, kids are putting their paws on the keyboard and put your paws in these positions and where the QWERTY is and whatever. And that was my first introduction. We had an IBM PC, a DOS computer early on. So I feel like I was a computer man before these Macintosh computers arrived, but it was overlapping. So I think it was like, we have an IBM computer,
Okay.
and if I put these disks in and type this string of computer code, I can play video games. But here at the computer lab, no one is to touch these until the professor says to learn typing on them. And I have a distinct memory of that being very different things, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
But we never did Mavis Beacon. I have no memory of Mavis Beacon teaches typing. I feel like whatever program they got bundled in with the Macintoshes were not Mavis Beacon.
Okay. I got to look that up because that's ringing a bell for me. And I wonder if it's because that's how Patrick learned, maybe.
I see. Mavis Beacon or the Pause program?
Mavis Beacon. I'm looking at it and I'm like, ooh.
Everyone did Mavis Beacon from what I understand, except
Not
for
me.
my class and I guess you.
Yeah, yes, clearly not me. But I wonder if there's like a way you can, someplace that you can like pull it up and like mess with it today. That'd be kind of fun.
For sure. And my recollection was that Mavis Beacon was a series of, it was almost like Encarta or Flight Simulator. It was like, this is the 1996 version, and here now with your subscription, you're getting the CD-ROM for the 1997 version, and now it's updated with all these new features and whatever.
There's a version called Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing Family Edition on Steam, and it is $30.
Whoa, my God. What's the release date on it?
It is. I was like, damn.
Like, is it a re-release or is it like a modernized version?
2013, so it's old.
Interesting, but that's
and
not. It's old, but it's not. It's not you and me old.
It's not ancient old.
It's not ancient old.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a version of it. But like it says it's compatible with Windows and Mac, but not compatible with my particular Mac because my Mac is too much further
too
past.
New. Yeah.
So that's interesting that it still exists.
We don't know. We're getting very far afield, but like, I don't know that my kids who are going through and have gone through the elementary school system had any formal typing training. And on one hand, I'm like, yeah, who cares? And on the other hand, it's like, well, what will that look like when they need to have a job in 2030 something, you know? And I don't know.
Does it matter? Like, does anybody need, like, no one's asked me a typing speed.
This is the thing.
Ever?
You have been typing on the internet your entire career and you never learned to type. So who fucking cares? It's like learning cursive. And, you know, as long as you can do it, not cursive, but I mean, like, as long as you can do, and like, you know, everyone will be typing on phones and iPads and voice typing and AI voice prompting their way to whatever the fucking jobs they're going to do. So anyway, onward to Wild Society, WYLDE. This, when I came back to my phone as I was putting dinner together, I was like, whoa, this looks, the production values on this are pretty rad.
Yeah, they're really cool. So these same folks, they made a game that I did not play that I would like to play, a life sim called Wildflowers, and it was spelled the same way. Mm-hmm. And it also had a witchy bend. So you farmed by day, and then by night you worked on spells. So it had a neat like smashing together of genres. Mm-hmm. So this is a follow-up to that. I don't know if like it's an ongoing story. I'm not sure, but this almost feels like it's obviously set. It's a period style piece, so it's a period drama, and then you're also doing witchy stuff again. So like it says, it will mix afternoon tea with arcane magic within the magical boarding house known as Fairhaven. So obviously a little bit of Harry Potter vibes there.
Yeah, it's not a wizarding school, but it's a boarding house. So it's definitely like, oh, we're all here together, learning together, and who's romancing whom and whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in this game. There is a demo I see on Steam of the prior game.
Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, of the prior game. Okay, sorry. I thought there were.
No,
I was like,
not
I didn't
the
see a
new
demo
game.
of this.
But it has overwhelmingly positive reviews. So I'm going to have to add it to my, it's $25. I'm gonna have to add it to my wish list. Click. But yeah, it looks, you're right. The production values are really nice. It looks really well made. So cool. Okay. So that's going to come out. It doesn't say when it's going to come out actually. So I'm not sure when the release
not
date
a clear
is.
release date, but then it looks like they released Wildflowers on
all the consoles,
all the other
and you can
consoles.
get that now. So if you
No
want to try
Switch though, interesting.
Yeah,
At least not listed here.
This seems like such a Switch game, right? Like,
It's been confirmed for the first Smash hit has been confirmed for release on PS5, Xbox, and Xbox on PC. Okay. All right. I was like, so where that, if it wasn't on these platforms, where was it? And I guess it was PC, not Xbox on PC, whatever that means. Meaning Wildflowers was a Steam game previously and now is coming to console, but not Switch. So that's odd.
Interesting. Okay. Well, worth checking out at any rate. The next game on the list is a character that features a character that a lot of people may not know.
I did not.
You didn't know Moomins? Okay.
And the way they were talking about, they're like, and everyone's favorite Moomin, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, should I know what this is?
So the game is called Moomin Troll Winter's Warmth. And these animated creatures are called the Moomins, and they were created by a Finnish writer and illustrator whose name is Tove Jansson. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly.
Or perhaps Janssen if it is Nordic. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Moomins have been around for a really, really, really long time. The first one came out in 1945, so they've been around forever. But
these are illustrations in books, I presume, that maybe later became some animated something.
Yeah. They were first books, and then my understanding is that they got popular in their home country, and then that spread over to Japan because I found out about them because of seeing them in Japan, actually.
I see.
And then after I saw them in Japan, then I ended up learning that they were who they were created by and how long they've been around. But they've been around for a really long time. So I think they're really cute and pleasant and fun. I feel like if you like anything animated, like say if you like Peanuts or you like, you probably would enjoy this too.
Totally.
I believe this game is also... Is it in the Humble? No, there's another Moonman game in the Humble Bundle that I mentioned earlier called Snufkin.
So a previous game, and this is the new one coming out in the future.
Yeah. So, potentially worth checking out if whether you know what Moonmans are or you're like, what is this? Is this a thing I would like?
Yeah.
So I'll pass it back to you.
Verdant, which you identified as something you're very interested in. And I really liked the vibe and look of this game. Refresh me on what it is mechanically and what the setting is.
It is like a cozy version of Fallout to me. Like post-apocalypse. It also kind of coincides with coming of age because your character is a teenager. You are in this super gorgeous environment that basically has become overgrown and by nature in this post-apocalyptic world that's been reclaimed by nature.
Post-apocalyptic Breath of the Wild.
That would be a really good way to describe it, I think. But
because it's very lush. It's not Arc Raiders. It's forests and meadows and stuff that are really beautiful.
You build camps and you upgrade your gear according to the Steam page. So there is going to be some survival stuff. I don't there's a note on the page that says you're an inexperienced fighter. You have limited firepower. So you'll have to rely on your wits to avoid and outsmart enemies. So you're probably going to have to focus on things like making sure you've eaten, making sure you've rested, maybe stealthing around things because you don't, you're not an experienced fighter.
But this is interesting because to my memory and based on the other games on this list, combat is almost never present in Wholesome Games. So, and not that this one looks like a gritty, violent anything. It certainly is not. But
No.
there is a screenshot on the Steam page of the main character sort of crouching and hunting like a deer, and I don't know if it's like a harpoon gun or something. So I don't know.
You have weapons though, because you upgrade them. They're in
so
one of the
that's
other
interesting.
yeah.
That's different. It steers outside of the wholesome lane a smidge here, and I just find that interesting.
Trying to think about, yeah, I guess you're right. Because I feel like there's wholesome games I've played that have combat, but at the moment I can't think of any of them.
I can't think of any. I mean, not that Stardew was ever featured in Wholesome Games because it predates it, of course, but like you are killing enemies in Stardew Valley, despite it being obviously a cozy farming. And it is, it's not violent. You're killing slimes and skeletons, but like, it's just an interesting discussion of like killing is so integral to everything we do in video games. And so for games to not have killing at all makes them unique. And I feel like that's what wholesome games tend to be about. And I'm not calling Verdant out at all. I think this is wishlisted for me. I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's just it's an interesting categorical discussion.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Yeah, I'm very interested. This is set in an alternate version of 1980s Germany.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. I did not know anything about this game before seeing the Wholesome showcase. So this is all new to me.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a world premiere or an update, but yes, it looks great.
Speaking of the next game on this list, it was. Hadn't you played this game before?
Yes,
on mobile.
Yep.
Well, please.
Spirit Crossing is very interesting to me. I don't know if this is the right analogy. Do you remember Palia? How much we hated Palia?
Yes.
Which and it has its audience. I think it's still doing well. Like it's a free to play game that is still online, so it must be doing something right. But it was like, Palia's like, what if you had a cozy gathering farming game, but it was an MMO? And I was like, hell yeah. And then we both kind of tried it and was kind of like, I don't understand.
We were like, hell no.
Part of it was like it ran like total trash on Switch 1. I think I reinstalled it on Switch 2 just to see, and it actually runs great, but it looks terrible because it's a really lo-fi janky. Like I think if I did it on PC, I'd have a better experience. Anyway, I find Spirit Crossing to be interesting because it feels like it's in that lane, but it has more of a visual personality to me. It has more of a Ghibli vibe, which is so, can be overdone these days, but I feel like Spirit Crossing is doing it right. It has its own visual identity, but it cribs a little bit from the Ghibli and anime that we love, but it's still its own thing. And it had an alpha test for mobile, and so I'll say two things that are interesting about it. One is it was and still is being released by Netflix as a free Netflix game. So if you had a Netflix login and you got picked for the alpha or whatever, the play test, you could play it. I think you can play it now. I forgot to put my footnotes in here. I'm losing track of all the games we're playing. We're talking about. And so this was going to be like, hey, Netflix is going to publish and release a free cozy MMO. And I was like, yes, I want to play this game. And from what I played, I really liked it. And I really think it has potential. I was playing it a lot before bed. So I think a lot of it was like, oh, let me just wind down and check this out, and I'm asleep. So I can't give it a full critical analysis, but I really like the idea of it, and I really liked what I played of it. What the early game in the alpha test was basically like, do these quests that get you familiar with the world, and get a bunch of these materials so you can build your house a little bit. And so I what I come to these games for is like open everything up and let me set my own goals and let me go crazy and figure stuff out. And I did not get far enough to get past the tutorial quests, basically. So I do
Okay.
not know if this game is going to get there. But I really, really like everything about it, and I really liked what I played of it. The interesting thing is that just recently in the news this week, Spry Fox, the developer, announced that I believe Netflix acquired the studio so that they were going to develop this social MMO in-house at Netflix. And then just recently they said, actually, no, Netflix sold the studio back to themselves. So
Right.
now they are independent, but I do think they will still be released through Netflix on mobile. So there's still a partnership there, a relationship there. But the announcement here at Wholesome Snack was that Spirit Crossing will also release on Steam, which I'm super interested in because I love the idea of like, let me play this in all its beautiful console controller glory on my TV through Steam. But then if I want to pop in and do my dailies, before bed or check in while I'm at a boring family event or whatever. Like that's the sweet spot for like a social MMO type game. So this is great news for my interest in this game. And I think for the health of the game's ecosystem, especially if it stays free to play, this will be the interesting thing. Will it be free to play? Will it be a few bucks on Steam, but free for Netflix subscribers? Will you log in to the game with your Netflix credentials on Steam?
That's a really good question.
The way I have an Embark account for Arc Raiders and a Digital Extremes account for Warframe. Like, will this be the game that Netflix finally gets its tendrils into the sort of Steam console ecosystem? Yeah, I'm very interested. I think after the alpha and beta test, they've sort of like wiped the progress and started over. And so I don't think anyone's missing out on anything by not getting in here early. I just want to get into this game in its proper sort of either early access or 1.0 form,
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it has online co-op and it has cross-platform multiplayer, it says. So I'd be interested in maybe even like doing a test with us or with, folks from the Discord that want to do it, because it looks like it's going to be really fun with people,
And and I don't know how much the emphasis is on playing with friends versus, because there's definitely like, I'm going to say a Journey-esque social
right. Like where you have little, like I see people doing little heart symbols and stuff like that. So maybe it's
strangers and helping them / emoting with them to be like, oh yeah, come over here. Oh, I'm gifting you some hearts, or I'm helping you with this. And I none of it struck me as definitely not voice chat and definitely not typing chat. It's more emotive, like a Journey or like Sky Children of Light, which was also by that company, which I really wanted to love and get into. I could not figure the damn game out. I did not understand what the point or what the goals were, even though I loved seeing other players and it looked so beautiful. And I was just like, I do not know what these symbols mean. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really struggled
with it on mobile, and then I thought, well, when it came out for, I don't know if it was, I think it was PS5. I was like, well, maybe I'll understand it better on PS5. Totally. Surprise, I did not.
No.
And it sucked because it was that game company, and I really wanted to support what was
people
basically
love
like
the game.
A multiplayer
like I think the game
Journey.
has a thriving community, and I wish I could understand what they love about it.
Same. But
yeah, so so I guess to sum it up, Spirit Crossing is like a Stardew meets Ghibli with MMO plus vague Journey-ish vibes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I mean, overall though, it's really like, I love the visual style, and I hope it's as fun as it looks.
Yeah, that's going to be the test for sure.
That's going to be the test. So
I want reasons to come back and grind crops or hearts, or I want to build a cool ass house with sick furniture, Animal Crossing style. And then I want other players to be able to like stop by and be like, whoa, well, I'll trade you 7 tomatoes for your workbench, whatever. Let's
Right.
go. Let's make some sort of marketplace, social, cosmetic, whatever. All right. Travel Pack is some sort of narrative game, but with a board game token looking thing. I thought at first it was more of a party game, but it is not. It is more visually it looks like that, but I think structurally it is more of a narrative adventure game
Yeah,
from what
this
I'm
is
understanding.
interesting, and I like the way it looks. But I think that with every wholesome event, it, in my mind, it's always like, well, you want to play everything, but then there hits a point for me where I'm like, okay, I want to play these things more than I want to play these things.
Right.
And as adorable as it looks to me, I don't think that I think it's one that I would pass by over in favor of some of the other ones.
I agree. It didn't quite make the wish list, but visual presentation is stunning, and I hope it finds its audience. It looks well. I'll keep an eye out for it
for sure.
Mirage Miracle Quest. This
made by developers named the Tobian Club, which is amazing.
I think
this is a turn-based game, though, which immediately makes me go, ugh. Although
maybe
the style is killer. Like I love this. Oh, there's a demo.
There is a demo, and I forgot to download the demo. Mirage, because I didn't remember I didn't know that Miracle Quest. You are a cat exorcist, and you're using sort of like turn-based card systems to exorcise whatever demons from the townsfolk. But there is something vaguely Earthbound Undertale about this that I feel like deserves a look from fans of that.
The concept of the exercising of your enemies in turn-based also reminds me of like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei games.
There you go.
That's what you do in there. But man, this is gorgeous. Like I think
it's
I had
beautiful.
actually not pulled it up and taken a close look at it, but I am playing this demo tonight.
Yeah, I think I got to download this. Yeah.
This looks really, really cool. So love. The next game on the list, I'm just really into the way it looks.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's called Cozy Caravan. This is not one I think I had heard of before, but then I learned that it is in early access. I think one of the things about this game that's really hitting for me is that it feels super Animal Crossing-esque.
Yeah.
Like I think it's the proportions of the characters.
Yes, exactly.
It has pretty positive reviews overall so far. So this is the developer's second game, but they are still in early access. So I'm kind of trying to decide, should I wait? I think they put it into early access in 2024. So it's been doing its thing for a little while, and then its full release is coming in January of next year. You are traveling in a caravan. And you are going through different landscapes. You're helping communities along the way. There's crafting, there's cooking, there's outfits, etc. It just looks freaking adorable. Like I love this style.
Yep.
So,
does it have is there like a multiplayer social aspect, or is it straight up single player? Okay.
Nope. Straight up single player game.
It's not really an Animal Crossing in that way.
Not in that way. No, I'm definitely getting that vibe from like the style.
It's only stylistic. It's not mechanically like Animal Crossing to our knowledge. Not that it doesn't occur in real time or anything like that.
Yeah, it just like this is just hitting for me. Like I'm like, I like everything about the way this looks. There is fishing. So it looks like that's a thing. I don't know how much it factors in, but it just looks precious. So it's in my cart right now, actually. I haven't bought it yet, but I most probably will in the extreme near future.
Excellent. I recall hearing Fishbowl when I was listening/watching, but I think I was, picking rice up off the counter at this time. So nothing about this is really grabbing me. This did not make my wish list, but I don't know if you were interested in this one.
I think I had been. This is not the first time I think Wholesome has mentioned it. Maybe it was in a newsletter, and I think at the time that I saw it in the newsletter, I did add it to my wish list.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular list, I'm like, there are still other things that I'm staring down more. That I'm staring this down. So I have a feeling it'll probably stay on my wish list and not end up in my cart. It still looks interesting though.
Yeah, just some sort of narrative adventure game made by a 2-person team in India, which is interesting.
Mhm.
Dreams, grief, everyday tasks. Yeah, that's it's not my jam, but yes.
Yeah.
The next one is called Find Your Words, which is from Capybara Games, and it's like a summer camp kind of a tale. But from what I understood from the video, from the presentation, one of the developers, I think, has a nonverbal child.
Oh wow.
And I don't know if they did not really go into more detail than that, but I don't know if that is autism related or some other reason. But that theme of sort of going to summer camp and being social as a nonverbal person is part of this game. And I don't know. I've never seen any other video games quite like that.
No, I don't think I have either. Oh, neat. So it's interesting they don't highlight it high up on the Steam page, but at the bottom it says, created by two dads inspired by their non-speaking kids' journeys using AAC, which stands for Augmentative and Alternative Communication.
Okay.
Our hope is to shine a light on the ways we communicate beyond speech. That's actually really, really cool. Plus,
Right.
This game looks freaking precious. Like
It's
got a
beautifully,
great
the art
design.
style is tremendous. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put that on my wish list. That looks really, really cool.
I have some folks in our community with a child who is nonverbal, and now I'm wondering,
Maybe they might like that.
Look, we are the nerdist nerds who are nerding about a list from a publishing company that no one on earth has heard of besides the nerds in our Discord. So, like, to be able to to tell like a mom in our town, like, hey, there's a video game that your son might relate to in some deep way. That's a service that we can provide just to non fools like ourselves.
It's so funny when you put it like that because you're 100% right. But whatever your bubble is in your life becomes your universe,
bubble,
right?
yeah.
And so to me, it's like I don't think about it like that. I'm just like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about Wholesome Games. It's going to be great. But
everyone's talking about Wholesome Games, right?
But then you put it like that, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is niche as fuck. This thing we do sometimes, isn't it?
No one is talking about this except the people we know. What did you think of Arcane Eats?
I am very interested in this. To me, this art. Okay, first of all, the art. Like I'm absolutely staring down this art. This art feels to me like a big old mash together of like Ghibli influences and like anime, like long running anime influences. So I'm talking about stuff like One Piece and like stuff. I myself have not watched One Piece because it has 10 zillion episodes, but like the styling of some of these characters kind of reminds me of classic anime stuff, but it's got multiple things that I'm super weak to. Roguelike, deck builder, there's monsters and food,
cooking,
which I'm super into all of those things.
Instead of synergizing your cards to land a critical hit and do fire damage, you are synergizing the cards to create a recipe, a dish, Overcooked style, to satisfy the patrons of this whatever dungeon bar, restaurant,
which sounds fun to me. So fun. So actually, I'm just realizing that I had pulled this up in a tab to send to you as this is one of the games I'm most excited about, and then I missed it until just now. So this was another one of the ones that I'm really hyped for. It just looks great.
I passed this by because in my mind, this just looks like this is a totally uneducated take because I have not touched the game. But my gut reaction is, oh, it's just Slay the Spire, or it's just Wild Frost, or name your Dawncaster, and name your other deck building games. All these games are great. I love them all. But we just replaced swords with food, with onions and carrots.
But that goes for me from making it like, oh, it's okay, to oh my god.
Totally. It's if what I said is true, that's not enough for me to play that. But I am hoping and excited to see that it is much more than that, you know?
Ugh, it looks so fun. I feel like Patrick might actually really like this too because of the food aspect, and he likes some deck builder games.
Yeah.
So this is just...
Arcane Eats has a demo now that you can download, listeners. So get on it.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing some stuff later tonight. I'm excited about that.
Catchmaker seemed a little flat to me. They did not really show enough of this game to be like, what is this?
Okay, well, let me just clarify for you what it is, because I read about it and I was like, holy shit. It is a game where you catch bugs and then you foster romance between them.
Right. Okay, sorry, I misspoke. I thought this was something else. Yes, this is Tinder for bugs.
This is
not
bug
really
romance. This is bug fucking romance. That said, I do not know if it will be good or not, but I think that the fact that they decided to do something that unique is pretty cool, because I've never played a bug romance game before. So I've played a pigeon romance dating sim before, which I really enjoyed.
And what about Date Everything?
I have not.
Vacuum cleaner.
I played
romance.
The demo, which I thought was amazing. I did not buy the full game because I was like, am I in the mood for a visual novel right now?
It's a specific
I wasn't.
Time for that.
It's on my list, and I'll probably buy it when it's on sale at some point. But
here's the problem with this game, okay? You're catching
your face.
You're catching
You're literally just like, sit down. Let me talk. Let me just
Okay, let's talk about this.
What negative thing are you going to say about the bug romance game, Matt?
You're catching a butterfly and a snail and a cricket, and you're trying to get the butterfly and the cricket to hook up. They're different species.
Love, but yes.
They're different species, okay? They can't intermate.
Who says who?
Says biology, nature.
Since when have the facts of actual life ever factored into the worlds of video games? This is like you sitting Tolkien down and being like, dwarves don't exist.
This is a crime against nature.
Elves
this game.
And humans can't fall in love. You know, as a person in an interracial marriage, I will say it. I think that it is perfectly okay if a moth and a cockroach fall passionately in love and get married.
This is a different podcast, but if you really want to get into it, all humans are the same race. There is no such thing as race, but a cockroach and a snail cannot have children. But they could kiss.
Fun fact.
They could touch each other, I guess.
When I was about I swear to God, this is related. When I was about 14 years old, I walked down to the comic store that was in the little tiny city I grew up in, and I ruffled through their stacks because I was learning about comics, and I found a very X-rated comic in the stacks that was called Bondage Fairies, in which two tiny, cute little anime fairies fucked every bug you can possibly imagine. Nice. So perhaps in my mind... Fairies can fuck worms, and it is perfectly fine.
Well, we have the soundbite for this week's episode, so thank you for that. Doing more cooking here. Pandemonium : merge. This is Suika game with cooking.
Oh.
Did you get a good look at this?
I actually didn't, and I'm opening it in a tab now, but my next immediate thought after you said that was, is it going to make me suffer like Suika Game suffered? Because I suffered a lot.
I think it will. So instead of dropping the mergeable items Tetris style like Suika does, it seems that you are holding a pan and perhaps using a joystick or a mouse to
I see it.
like simmer the items, but you have to use gravity or momentum
Oh,
to get the things to touch each other, and then they become other things, which then I presume completes the dish or gets points or whatever it is you do in Pandemonium
I just
merge.
clicked add to wish list while hating myself simultaneously.
Yeah.
But at least I can move the pan, and that's more than I can say for fucking Suika game where you're like, if I could just jostle this, maybe things would be better, but they're not.
You are at the mercy. Once you drop the fruit in Suika game, you are at the mercy of the physics in the jar. But this perhaps
This is
you know
giving you
those
more control.
those games where the physical games where it's like a ball in a labyrinth, and you are I'm doing this on video that audio listeners can't see. You're holding the object, and there's a ball in a maze, and you have
And you
to
do the tilt to
tilt
move the
and
ball.
yaw and roll the physical maze in order to get the marble to go in the
This is
hole.
a little bit that.
That is this. It seems that the food has physics, and so you're jostling it around in the pan over the campfire to do whatever it is you're doing, and you can get skins for the pan. You want a sick cast iron pan? Cool. You want a wooden pan? Yeah. You want a Darth Vader pan? Like, sell me a $24 fucking who's the anime singer?
Hatsune
whatever.
Miku?
Yeah, I want a pan with her face on it, and I want to pay $24 for it.
I want a pan with Derpy's face on it from K-pop
Yes,
Demon
thank
Hunters.
you.
And when
That's
you
what we
flip,
need.
you get to see his whole face.
Did we talk about it here? Like, there should be a third-person action K-pop Demon Hunters video game.
There probably will be.
Like,
But I mean, you got to give people time to make things.
Don't fuck it up. Like, it's not easy, but like we don't have to invent anything here. I just want Huntrix to look sick and have sick ass weapons that you can upgrade, and they can do flips and jumps, and then they just fucking slice through hordes of demons. I want a Muso game, but it's K-pop Demon Hunters.
See, that's fun. I would play that, but I would also play an RPG kind of like Mario and Luigi RPG style, where you are just playing Derpy and the Crow, and you're just going around doing things, and like you have puzzles you need to solve where you have to send the Crow to help you do the puzzles.
That is either the spin-off game or it is the mini the environmental puzzles in your Legend of Zelda style open world Huntrix game.
I like
that. But it is not the core game. The core game is look at this sick sword and these kunai, and I'm slicing through hordes of demons.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I think that would be really, really fun. Did you see
it's got the stop motion it's got the animation style of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got that tactile, low frame rate kind of animation, 3D animation.
Did you see the Mattel K-pop Demon Hunter dolls?
I don't know if I saw. I heard tell of them, and I heard someone say, oh my God, they're like $50, $60 or something crazy.
That doesn't surprise me because they're super detailed, but they're really good.
Yeah.
I'll put them in our chat. They're really, really good. But I don't know if anybody in your house is really doll age, but
I don't think
they're awesome looking.
I don't think we'll end up in that camp, but just in time for Christmas for sure, for the holidays. Zitifono, Zitifono.
Have not heard of this, so this must be new. This reminds me, it feels a little dredgy, but like not dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're at sea, so of course, but like
this
even
has a demo too.
Oh, neat. It looks fun though. It looks like a quirky kind of like bright and fun sailing adventure, which I can get behind that.
I will do anything with boats and water, sailing to
know.
different islands, Wind Waker style. I will try
Yeah.
anything
That's a good point. I
like
didn't think about that, but you're totally right. And there's some kind of like, are you mining or no? Okay, that must just be a part of the puzzle, because there's a scene where you're breaking a rock, and at first I was like, or do you have to collect? But maybe that's for a quest or something. But anyway.
So key features: sail with your boat, discover the mystical history of these islands, go on humorous quests! Exclamation point. Talk to the inhabitants and choose what to say to them. Swim in the sea and explore hidden places. Carry weird statues. Activate strange mechanisms. Take a cool little train. Explore an open world and find secrets. A retro low poly style. I hope that those very bland features are hiding much more depth.
Yep.
But I'll try it.
It looks super cute, honestly. Like, yeah. Report back.
All right. Coffee Talk Tokyo. We knew that this was coming out. So
has
what
a
gives?
Demo.
Oh, great.
Has a demo, which I've played.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything like revolutionary and new from what Coffee Talk is, but it's still fun. It is, for me, the Coffee Talk games are a mood. I have to be in a very specific mood to kind of want, because they are really visual novels with a little tiny bit of, drink making. So for me, I need to be in the mood to play that kind of thing, or to click my way through that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, I have enjoyed playing the demo, and I expect to pick this up. I was going to say when it comes out, but maybe it's out. I don't know. Actually,
I'll
check and see.
Yeah. All right, check that. And in the interest of time,
it's not out.
What did you think of this game, Mandrake?
I think I might have overlooked this game, so let me quickly open it up.
Of all the games, now that we've been talking about them, I am much more interested in a lot of these demos, especially like the card deck building things, and so there's more. I'm more excited than I even was. However, this single game was the one that I when you're like looking at a showcase and you're like, all right, whatever, I'll check that wish list, and then you look, and then you find a game and you're like, what is this?
This is freaking gorgeous.
There is something about this art style, especially how it looks in motion. It's not isometric, and it's not fully like 90s Amiga pixel. It's somewhere in between. I'll say this, it looks very modern and very retro at the same time. And that is... There's
Maybe
just something
that's what's
about
so
that.
appealing, because the art is gorgeous. It's super polished. But then there is something, you're right. I think there is something about certain perspectives that makes me feel like I am looking at a classic game from a specific era, and they've captured that in these screens.
Yes.
I think I actually overlooked this when I was going through, because I watched Wholesome to about, I think I watched like the first I watched about 60% of it, and then I had to like scroll through the rest because I was doing other things. And I think this was in the part that I missed, but you just made me very interested in this.
So it's from the creators of Sunless Sea and Sunless Skies, which are games that I've always wanted to play and never did. And so suddenly, not only is this like an instant wish list for this game Mandrake, God, I cannot overstate, if you are listening to this, you need to look up a video, and if you are watching this, I'm putting a video of this. And here, this is somewhat technical. The video that we're putting out is going to be at 30 frames per second, because that is what our video capture is doing. But whatever you're seeing on your screen now, go and look up the trailer of this and watch it at 60 frames. Because again, to what Colette is saying, it looks so retro of a certain time, but it's super modern and polished at the exact same time. It's very hard to describe why this game looks so good. So,
do you think it also has something to do with the way the text conversations like are ongoing on the side of the screen, like where it has like like it has narration.
There's
right?
like a dialogue system that feels a lot like old school Baldur's Gate to me.
Right.
And again, well, I think maybe this is part of it. The town I'm seeing that I think when you're farming your crops or doing stuff in the town, it is an overhead view. And when you're out in the world adventuring, it feels a bit more isometric. I don't know if that's just a trick of the eye or if I'm assuming something, but there is just, it feels like there's two modalities to the gameplay visually, but they're working together so nice.
Really well. Yeah, no, they are. You're right.
Or perhaps you can sort of raise and lower the camera. So if you want to get down and sort of look at your crops and water your crops, you kind of zoom down. But then if you're out exploring the world, you kind of mouse scroll your wheel back up. I don't know. But this is the game that I think I am most interested. And I'm remembering now that Sunless Seas and Sunless Skies exist. And I think I got to go poke at those again and finally get them. Anyway,
I've heard of them, but
let me try to
describe.
Sunless
Sea was like a
they're
survival.
so cheap right now.
Yeah, this used to be. I think this used to be on my wish list.
These are from the first game's from 2015. So you're steering a boat from a top-down view, and you are. It's very. I think it is Lovecraftian, and it is much in the vein of, like, it has Dredge vibes. It predates Dredge by a lot, obviously.
Okay.
But you're in a boat and you're exploring, and there are vibes and creatures and horrors beyond the darkness that you uncover and have to run away from, I presume.
This looks great. This looks really great.
Yeah, just super well reviewed, obviously. And then Sunless Skies was that same type of game, but I think you're in an airship. It's very Victorian and very Lovecraftian, if my memory serves. Why is this not on my wish list? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's on mine now. It's $6.45. Like, I might as well just buy it.
I wonder if it's on Switch too. Anyway, Sunless.
I bet you it is.
Skies Sovereign Edition. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Fail Better Games. They have. Oh shit! Did they make Cryptmaster too, or do they just publish it? No, you see, this is annoying me. Steam is doing this annoying thing where you click on a developer and it takes you to the
publisher page, and I'm like, no, I just want to see what they made before.
Okay, if you click on the developer, Fail Better, it will take you to the developer page, and there, yeah, this sucks. It's giving me a lot of shit that I'm not looking for.
So was Sunless Skies and Sunless Sea were different, or they're not different?
They are different games.
Okay.
Sunless Skies is a sequel.
Okay.
Why can't I just see the games? It's showing me all sorts of random shit that I'm... Yeah, I don't know. But based on my... Okay, wait. Okay. Yeah, there's all sorts of like, hey, check out this game, check out this game. I'm like, I just want to see what this developer has made.
Let me see the one game, guys.
This developer has only made Sunless Seas, Sunless Skies, and its DLC, and something called Mask of the Rose, which I don't know what it is, some sort of murder mystery.
Yeah.
And now this new game, which is a big departure.
It is.
Upcoming releases, Mandrake. Yeah. It looks wildly different from anything else they've made.
It does. I mean, I can kind of see the footprint, you know what I
Agreed.
mean? Like, but yeah, I agree. It looks like a big step forward. But very interesting. You absolutely ignited because I had missed that one. You absolutely ignited my interest with this one.
I can't wait. I hope there's a demo at some point. All right. Speaking of demos, is there one for Restory? Can't remember.
Restory has better than a demo. They have a play test.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So I'm adding all these things to my to-do list for later tonight.
Mhm.
But so Restory is cool because it's kind of got the trash goblin vibe where you're like fixing stuff in your shop, but your shop is set in mid 2000s Tokyo. So you're getting stuff like PSPs and Ataris and like just
Tamagotchis.
right. Stuff that, like if you've had a love affair with games your whole life, you're just going to love. And so you're like hearing customer stories and you're fixing their devices, which is nerdy. And like there's a scene where you're pulling up on an old school looking computer, like all of your orders and like what's going on, like trying to buy your parts and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this looks freaking fun.
This is Power Wash Simulator, but you are an electronics repair person in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. You do have to clean all these parts to try to make them work again and stuff. So
and you have to buy parts to like you have to buy circuits and wires. Okay. When I saw this,
found that style really fun.
Oh God, this looks phenomenal. And yes, the playtest is live, and you don't have to be admitted. You just click the button. And
you just click the button.
So
this might be the first. No, this might be the first thing I tried tonight, though. Okay. Because when I saw it yesterday, I was like, ooh. And throughout our conversation tonight, I've been like, ooh, there's a demo for this. There's a demo for this. But this one I already had pulled up in a tab. Like, okay, I'm going to play this tonight. So this will probably be the first thing I play.
I have two thoughts. One is there is no controller support now, but that may change. But the gameplay is showing very, like, you really have to, like, put the mouse pointer on a wire and, like, pluck it out. So unless you're going to do a gamepad to cursor, which sucks. I hate when games do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how controller support would work in a game like this unless they get very, very crafty. And that may not be relevant to people who want to play this game, but it is notable. It is interesting to me. But my second question, and actually maybe I'm answering it, I can't tell. I see this indie game, and it's like join the playtest, and it's Wholesome Games, and immediately it's like they're opening an Atari. And they're opening a PSP.
I'm here. Sorry, you're going to have to cut this out. Patrick came in and started calling me.
I will not cut it out. He will be on the podcast.
It's all right. You didn't know. He's like, I'm sorry.
Is Sassy around? I'm like, Sassy's not around.
Not yet.
Ah, shit. He said more than 3 words. Now we got to pay him royalties and residuals.
Oh, shit.
It fucking sucks,
anyway,
man.
I'm sorry. Please go on.
I will cut it out. How can you show... And I immediately was like, oh, well, this must be like an Atari lookalike. It's got to be like Atari or something. But
right.
Based on what I'm seeing the PSP logo and I'm seeing the Atari, or no.
You're not looking close enough. It's really, really small because they're one of them. They're fixing the old Nokia brick phone, and it says Pokia.
Okay,
Pokia. Yeah, so it's real small changes. But
I'm like,
there.
How there is no way they licensed all these brands, and they did not, and that makes it even better. It's so great.
Yeah,
fucking great. And this is interesting because it's literally an Atari console. It's not like, oh, it has the wood grain, but it's like a lookalike. It's literally the exact dimensions of the Atari, but it's called something else. What I'm trying to figure out what it is.
There's a screen of it in there somewhere, but I remember I was just like, oh yeah, the Sony PlayStation is called the Noni Play Machine.
Great. And the PSP is the PMP.
But no, so I'm on the screen that shows your console where you're got your orders, and it says Atari on it. ATARI.
Yes.
Atari.
The Atari logo is on the 2600.
But then the PSP says PMP. So maybe they actually sought permission and they only got it from Atari.
It's published by Tiny Build. I wonder if Tiny Build is a subsidiary of Atari or has some business relationship.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's what threw me. I looked at it. I was like, the Atari logo is literally on it. So how do they do this? And then my brain was like, and they have a PSP, and they have a Tamagotchi, and they have a Nokia phone, and I'm like, how'd they do it? But clearly they didn't do it for all the brands.
They didn't do all of it. Yeah,
right.
but still, it's still fun. Real
That's great.
fun.
All right. I gotta start getting out of here. Detopia really did not appeal to me at all.
No, it didn't appeal to me either, because as soon as I saw you're in a world that is controlled by AI, I'm like, I'm good.
Well, look, we need art and games that like discuss what a world filled with AI would mean. So that's not what it is. It just looked very like players will solve puzzles and interact with the AI to maximize happiness. Like, okay, a dystopian future where our happiness is determined by AI. We need that sort of cultural criticism now more than ever. But there was nothing in this gameplay trailer that made me feel like it looked like a video game. So, okay,
yeah,
I hope it does well.
Fair.
Okay.
And then the last game we've talked
about
here
Bits
before,
and Bops.
Because I played the demo a while back.
Oh, you did?
I did. And Bits and Bops is basically a modern, I don't even want to say reimagining, because there's actually mini games in it that are directly lifted from the Rhythm Tengoku series, which was published as Rhythm Heaven in America.
Okay.
But it is musically, style-wise, pace, all that, it is the same game. So if you ever loved a Rhythm Heaven game, you should play Bits and Bops, because it looks like it's nailing it. But I think it's a much less expensive and probably not as big version of that type of game. This is only $16 now that it's out.
Oh yes, it did. It is released. Yeah. And there is a demo. There is a free demo, which I have installed on this machine because I was watching this with my son and we were like, you know me, I do not seek out rhythm games. I've tried Crypt of the Necrodancer. I tried the other one that they made, the one that was like with guitar. It looked like Guitar Hero. It's not Crypt of the it's something Necrodancer. Whatever.
They had several games in that series, I think. So
every time I tried it, I was like, I hate this. I just don't know why I'm not a rhythm game person.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I will say this: if you've never played a Rhythm Heaven game, and this is obviously absolutely following that formula, my favorite thing about these games, or about Rhythm Heaven, and it's probably going to be the same with Bits and Bops, it's super simple. Like you are
mashing on the beat.
You're like, well, that doesn't sound like it's fun, but the music was so good in Rhythm Heaven and Rhythm Tengoku that it made it incredibly fun, and it got very challenging. So it'll be funny and interesting to see if Bits and Bops does that.
And it's multiplayer, and it's weird. Like the music is funky and weird, and all those scenes are like it's a fever dream of weird music craziness, and that is very funny and appealing to me.
That's just Rhythm Heaven. So if you play this game, like everything stylistically about this game is Rhythm Heaven, to the point where some of the mini games I was like, did you get copyright for that?
So that was my question of like, do you feel like, yay, there's more of these games, or do you feel like, oh dude, you're just ripping off the Mac Daddy of games?
I don't know. I don't want to, like, I feel like they've done some of their own thing. We have
Rhythm Heaven at home, if you will.
Yeah, I feel like they've done some of their own thing enough in the demo that I played to be like, I definitely would play this. But I'm going to say that if you even remotely like Bits and Bops, you should go and rediscover the entire, Great. Yeah, because I mean, and the music is so stellar. So the music in this is also very inspired by it.
Yeah. So and I really liked. No, I was very interested because I don't know Rhythm Heaven the way you know it at all, and so I had a hunch, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't know how fans would perceive this game. But I'm interested.
I'm for your own edification. I'm going to send you in our chat a link of what Rhythm Heaven gameplay is like. So you can be like, oh wow. But so I'm going to pick this up. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up immediately. I think I would have picked it up immediately had it not been rolled up with all these other games where I
Right.
wanted to play demos and stuff like that. But honestly, after like all the demos that came out, I'm probably not going to jump on it immediately. I'm just going to put it in my cart. So
it's not on Switch. It's not on Switch. Wait, okay. This game's been announced for a long time. It's saying Nintendo Switch.
I played the demo either early this year or maybe last year, I think.
Okay.
So it has been a minute. But oh my God, I just pulled the video up to send you so you could just like hear the music of Rhythm Heaven, and now I'm dorking out. I love to put the Rhythm Heaven or Rhythm Tengoku soundtracks on when I'm cleaning because they're so high energy that you're just like,
you know
what I mean?
That's great. It's great working music too.
They're a blast. They're
okay,
really
Bits
fun.
and Bobs is being developed for PC with console releases to follow, which includes Switch, PS5, Xbox Series.
Okay, cool.
So here, what I would say is if we fall in love with the Steam demo, then I might wait for a Switch release so that we can do family play, especially because it appears to be multiplayer.
Well, and I will give them... Well, it says single player here on the listing, so I don't know if
maybe I misunderstood. And by the way, it was kickstarted, so I think this long development cycle sounds like it was like, hey, we want to do a spiritual successor to Rhythm Heaven, and the fans did pony up the money, and then it took a while to actually make it. So
yeah, I think I am more I am more ethically okay with if they came out of the gate saying we want to make a spiritual successor and just admitting that they wanted to ape the exact style. I'm cool with supporting this and buying it because I love that style. But if they were just like, hey, we made this cool game called Bits and Bobs, you're going to love it, I'd be like, yo.
Yeah, I don't know how it was presented on the Kickstarter. I will say two more things and then we'll get out of here. But catchy, upbeat, original tunes, obviously original music. That's the whole point of the game. Gorgeous hand-drawn 2D animation, and the animation's stellar. But here's a really cool technical thing, which they touted in the trailer very specifically. A custom game engine with lightning-fast response times. So they built an engine from the ground up. They did not use Unity or Unreal or whatever because they were like, no. This has the technical nuts and bolts of this has to be like zero input lag latency.
That's really interesting to me, and also makes me go, ooh, what did they use for Rhythm Heaven? Because one of the things that's so satisfying about playing the Rhythm Heaven / Tengoku series of games is how it feels to nail it.
Yeah.
Like I've played so many other rhythm games that don't feel that text, like something about it just feels so deeply satisfying. And I always thought it was because the music accompanied it so well. Like one thing I did to get good at Rhythm Tengoku, which I imported and played in Japanese, I was that obsessed with this game, is I would close my eyes.
Wow. Yeah. Because you should be able to close your eyes to just...
The music,
as long as it's not a visual Guitar Hero looking thing, yeah.
No, because once you learned the way they used the cues with the music, sometimes it would be better to close your eyes and follow the music
because you're not distracted by the animation. You are, yeah.
I'm babbling. I really
I'm super interested in this, and I'm now wondering if my experience with rhythm games has been soured by, I don't know what to say. Technical limitations of controller input or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I personally have I cannot think of another rhythm game that I hold in as high of esteem as I do the original Rhythm Heaven series, except Pistol Whip. And I feel like Pistol Whip really nailed getting the music and the beats right in such a satisfying way that reminded me of the same kind of thing, but in a physical manner. But that's the thing about rhythm games is so often I feel like they don't nail it.
Yeah.
So
look, I don't know that I'm dropping X thousands of dollars on the Steam frame when it comes out. We'll see. But you are reminding me that Pistol Whip will probably run natively in the frame, and that would be awesome.
It would. Yeah. I want to get a frame when like it is an affordable thing, and I expect it to be expensive because I think
Yeah.
it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be the first thing I get,
Right.
but you know,
But you can, once we know the price, you can kind of say, okay,
right.
I'm saving and I'm budgeting and I'm thinking, and then in 3 months I could figure out a way and whatever. So,
Yeah.
and sort of plan your catalog,
Yeah.
Pistol Whip, Beat Saber, all this
Absolutely.
stuff that I used to have to like, all right, let me fire up the PC and then Windows Mixed Reality and plug in the headset and it's not connected. I got a
It's got to be easy.
room
I just
space.
don't.
I just want to boop and get in there. So
Yep. I want it to be easy. That's it. Simple.
I have to leave, but thank you for
Okay.
spending time with us in the chat as usual. Just two things. Comment on this YouTube video if you're watching the video version. What single, we'll give you two. What two games are you most interested in playing the demos of from Wholesome Snack? And of course, the best place to discuss it is in our Discord, which is linked in the show notes and the video description. And I'm here to remind you to please be kind and rewind your podcast after listening. We'll be back with you with holiday plans, taking some time off, but then also Game of the Year later in December and perhaps early January. So get hyped for that. For
Get
now,
hype.
we'll see you later.
Bye.